Hey guys, in this video, I'm gonna be doing my barbecue steak that I'm frying up with my own seasonings, and this is in canola oil. And I'm gonna be making something fast, so I'm gonna be making 2 boxes of cheese rice roni with ham in it and the steak. So right now I'm doing the steak, and I already flavored it and everything with my flavored seasoning. So make sure you cook it on each side and make sure it's completely cooked through. And this is I believe a flank steak. So when this is finished, I'm going to show you how to do the rice, and I'm going to do it with ham. Okay, right now I'm continuing to cook the steak. And as you see, it shrinks a little bit. And see how it's pink? Make sure it's not pink at all. Make sure it's completely cooked through. And cook it on each side for a couple minutes. Make sure you eyeball it and you keep looking at it. Make sure it's cooked through. And then when I'm done the steak, I'm going to put it in the bowl right here. And then I'm going to prepare the rice, and I'm going to show you how that's done really fast. And this is just a quick little dinner. This is not like homemade rice-a-roni, anything like that. This is straight from the box. You can follow the instructions or whatever, but I do this really fast. And this is one of my favorite ones, the creamy 4 cheese. So I'm going to put that with ham, flavored, and then steak. And this is good for like a little quick lunch, or you can make extra for leftovers for the next day. It's just a quick meal. And in my videos, I do homemade stuff, and I also do box food from the supermarket. You know, like things that come in a box, things that come in a bag. I do food like that, and I also do homemade. So just keep watching for more videos. Excuse me. Excuse me, I have allergies. And you know, just subscribe if you want to. But I'm doing basic stuff first, you know, like easy quick recipes, things like that for other people, so they can learn how to cook or whatever if they don't really know how, or don't know how to flavor it, or you know, just for the basic, like for young people, college students, or young people that are learning or whatever. I've been cooking since I was a little kid, and I also have chef license and a real estate license. So I'm also a licensed chef, and I'm also a realtor. So right now I'm going to do this. I'm just showing you basic steak. And when the steak is done, I'm going to drain the oil and leave very little bit of oil in here, because it has a lot of the juices and the flavoring from the steak in my homemade barbecue seasonings. And then I'm going to show you how to put the rice together real fast. You could do it by itself. You could add vegetables if you want. You could just put any type of meat if you want to. I was going to put kielbasa sausage, or I put like a cheesy sausage sometimes, or a chorizo, which is a Mexican sausage. I put that in my rice, which is really delicious. But I'm going to put a little tiny bit of cut up ham, which I have sliced right here, diced ham that's already cooked. But you don't have to do anything. You can just make it plain by itself. I just like to add the meat sometimes for just a little bit of flavoring. But the steak is already flavored and it's delicious. Okay, right now I took out the steak and I put it in this bowl right here. And Right now I saved some of the oil with the juices in it. Just very, very little. Scrape up the juices for flavoring. And it also dries up the rice really good too when you're doing the little bit of oil in it. So right now I'm going to put some margarine or butter. Make sure it's melted down and into the juices of the delicious steak. It smells so good. You can add vegetables if you want, or a little bit of onion if you want to, or you can just leave it plain. You don't even have to do the juices. You can just add just plain butter or margarine. Rice-a-roni is basically a short grain rice with vermicelli, which is pasta that is chopped up really small. So it's basically two different things. It's actually noodles and rice. So you pour it inside the frying pan like this. And I have medium high heat. So you got to eyeball this a little bit. Don't leave it unattended. You don't want it to really burn or anything like that. Okay. Now you got to saute this for a couple minutes until it gets like a light golden brown. Don't overdo it. Now, a lot of people saute rice for flavoring. It brings out more flavor of the rice. And on the ingredients of the rice-a-roni, it does tell you to saute it. So, I'm going to add the ham. And it'll cook in there with it. And this is cooked diced ham. Okay. Just mix it all in there. You can add a little bit of seasoning if you want to, but the package comes with its own seasoning. And it's good in flavor like it is, so I don't usually add anything. Sometimes I add onion powder, a little bit of garlic sometimes, or the sazon, which gives it a little orangey color. But this is going to be like a light yellowy, cheesy flavor. And it's really delicious. So just saute it like this. And keep an eyeball on it. Make sure this rice and noodles, the rice-a-roni itself, is a light golden brown. So I'm going to show you how it's done when it's finished. Okay, so you want the rice like this. Not overly dark, but like a light medium golden orange type of color. But you got to keep stirring it so none of it sticks. You know, because butter does the sticking a lot on your pan, so you got to make sure you scrape it up with the flavoring of the steak and mixed in the flavoring of the ham. And okay, so now when it's at this stage, you just add some water. Stir it around. Now I put 2 boxes here. So I think it needs a little bit more water. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more water. Just very little. That's good. See, the secret of rice is you add very, very little to the top. But enough to absorb it because it's going to be steamed with the lid on it when it's cooking. So you do not want to put like a whole lot of water up in here because it'll get overly mushy, and that's not what you want. You want a really good dried rice-a-roni. So it comes in these packages like this. It's the 4 cheese flavored sauce. So I put that 1 pack in there, and this is the 2nd pack. Break up these, and you don't have to worry about a little bit of the clumps at first because it dissolves and it'll absorb in here, and when the rice is completely cooked, it'll look like this beautiful yellow color. So this is a 4 cheese flavoring. So stir it really good like this. And it's starting to come to a boil. It smells so good. Now what you do is lower the heat, put the lid on it, cook it for like to 12 minutes or so. I have to eyeball it, and I'll show you when it's done. Okay, you see how it's drying up? Eyeball it, and I put the steak back on top to finish up the very end of the cooking process and the juices and the flavoring from a barbecue steak. Mixed all incorporated with the ham and cheese rice-a-roni. It smells so good. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes how it's done. Alright, but you see how it's dry? And it's steaming? And that's the secret of doing rice, is the steam. The steam is the one that dries it up and cooks it really good. So a lot of times you don't touch it. A lot of people constantly lift off the lid, and they're constantly putting water and all that stuff like that, and it messes up the rice, makes it mushy. You want it like perfectly dried and good. So I'll show you how it's done when I'm finished. Okay, so right now it's finished. And you see how dried it is and delicious with the ham. And then the steak is all mixed in there. Yep. And then whatever's left over, you can save it for a good leftover or whatever. I'm just going to give it like a minute or two to finish more drying, but it's actually cooked. And that's how you do it. And it's actually fast and easy. So stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching. Bye.